this time I've seen the first 4 episodes, so now I can say how good the show is. My one complaint is that I don't have episodes 5 through 8.
Hey, that's my complaint too. Join the club.
Yeah.
Get in line.
Yeah.
Have you guys not seen the last 4?
No, we've seen what you've seen.
If you find them, let us know.
You know what that tells me? It tells me that they're still fine-tuning the last 4.
I don't know.
I don't know. It tells me that they're
withholding.
really good. They're trying to keep them close to their chest.
Listen, I got a ton of questions about Fallout, but I got a quick question for you first. So, who exactly are you voicing in Invincible?
Ooh, I didn't know that was out.
It's not out yet. I'm asking you who. I think you must be in the finale. So I'm just curious.
You know what? It's a little cameo role. I don't think I can say any more than that. It's not for very long. It's a little callback to a season 1 bit, and it's a little Easter egg. I don't know if anyone will even notice, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they'll notice, but you don't think they'll know it's you?
No, I don't know if they'll. I don't know. I have to see it. I can't quite remember. I did that during Fallout. I think on a Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
This girl works.
One of the things about this show is it has movie-style set pieces. Like, it's basically a movie, except an 8-episode series. As you were reading the scripts, were you like, there's no way we're actually doing this? Because this is, like, crazy what's on the page.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the question was always like, how? How are we going to
I feel like I felt that every single day. Every episode I would finish and be like, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it. And then it would just somehow miraculously come together. You know,
and such an amazing group of collaborators to work with, you know, from Jonah and Howard Cummings and you know, Graham and Geneva. And it felt like a lot of times the days were stacking those dominoes up for us to come and knock them down. And it was like, oh, so I guess the way we're getting it is like there's nothing for me to do but to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly the right feeling. Yeah. Like sometimes you would read a scene or a moment and sometimes as an actor you can plan and sometimes you just gotta jump and you have no idea. And it felt like that for me. Like I've never done this before and I have no idea how to do it. And you just get on with it and it happens somehow.
You think, Ella, this is for you. Do you think Lucy realizes that who she was when she left the vault, like she can't go back to that version of Lucy? Do you know what I mean? Like it's gone.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point. And I actually think people don't mark the changes that they go through and the way that they transform in real time. I think it always happens at a period of reflection, right? Like you don't notice how much you're growing and changing. And I think that Lucy probably has no idea for a little bit too long, certainly longer than the audience will realize. I think she holds on to her vault ideals and moral compass and her identity, really the only identity she's ever known. She never could perceive of anything outside of what she was raised with. You don't know what you don't know. So I think actually maybe she doesn't realize that, at least not before the audience does.
For both of you, you get to either have blood on you or black and blue marks or cuts. As actors, do you relish having that kind of physical transformation? Or is it sort of like after 3-4 days, you're like, my God, this is itchy? Or, you know.
What about you? You had a few.
Yeah, I had a lot of scrapey scrapes, right? No, I think I relish them as an actor. I think it's a way to always also track that development, I think, a little bit and also, when you don't shoot things sequentially, certainly, these things also become like the key markers to let me remind me, like, this is where I am at this point in the story, you know, because we might have to jump all around the place because of a specific location that we need to shoot 2 scenes in or however, you know, the schedule works itself out. But I relish them. I don't, yes, by the end of the day, I'm like, this thing is itchy, get it off of me. But I do think that it's such a fun part of the job for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
What was it like for you? Because this is not a spoiler, but you have some costume changes, if you will, some blood, some stuff. What was that like for you?
I personally like it. I think it adds so much. In a way, you actually have to do less. And it becomes more about the way you carry yourself and how those physical marks they act in place of the emotional damage sometimes. You know, you don't have to do as much. I think, you know, by the end of episode 3 or 4, let's say 4, she's really quite different from how she was when she left the vault. And I love that. I also love just getting a little bit like beaten up and rough around the edges. You know, it's hard to maintain a clean look and a clean mentality, but getting to, you know, be starved and dehydrated with radiation poisoning and covered in blood and whatever it is that you go through on the Wastelands.
Just hearing her list that out, our show's so wild. You know what I mean? Fallout is so crazy.
Again, why I'd like to have episodes 5 through 8 right now. Just throwing that out there to anyone from Prime Video.
If anyone's listening,
can they hear us?
So would we.
Great. So has anyone asked you to save any dates later this year for potential filming?
No,
I'm basically
asked me. Have they asked
digging
you?
for season 2 information.
Save dates? No, they keep trying to kick me out of this country. It's weird. I keep having to buy my own way to get here to talk to you. I'm kidding. No.
That's not true.
No.
That's not true. He's a liar.
No, we haven't gotten anything like that. You know, we're so excited, though, just to premiere this thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I keep waking up happier and happier because, again, I really enjoyed those first 4, and I can't wait to share this whole series with people. You know, I keep my family and, like, you know, my friends in the dark. They like, I don't tell them anything, and I just say things like, just wait, just wait and see.
Yeah, there's listen, I would be very, very surprised if this doesn't get a second season. It's very, very well done in terms
thank
of
you so much.
Fans are, there's no doubt fans are going to dig this. Speaking of fans, what do you think soon-to-be fans of Fallout of this series would be surprised to learn about the actual making of the show?
I think they'll be surprised by how much of it is real, practical, or rather how little of it was green screen. Even, I don't know if you've heard, but we went to Namibia and shot in Namibia, which was crazy. And so that moment where Lucy comes out of the vault and you see the California
coastline,
PCH coastline, that's actually the Namibian coastline, but you would never know because they actually look so similar. That's real. You know, what's the, I don't know, you talk.
Well, yeah, the suit. I mean, right? There's so many practical, real elements in the show. I mean, you know, Jonathan Nolan will be the first to tell you that, you know, he learned to make films that way. It's, you know, it's part of his DNA as a filmmaker. Is a practical element is more easy to work with later in post than, you know, trying to build the entire thing and have your actors acting with a tennis ball.
It's such a treat for us to be able to react in real time and have that experience.
Yeah. But also, I think new fans are going to be surprised at how funny this show is. The people that don't know the tone of Fallout are going to be like, wait, this isn't like the other post-apocalyptic show I watched. You know what I mean? This is like, it's clever and really fun and exciting. So I think that's really going to grab them as well.
Last question for you guys. Making the first season of a show, you're learning about how to make the show, like how to do the stunts, how many days we need to film an episode. What did you both learn about the making of this show, and as actors, the marathon it takes to make something like this that you will apply if you get to make a season 2?
I think for me, it has something to do with endurance, taking care of yourself and the people around you and pacing yourself. I think this is kind of a boring practical answer, but I do think it's important. Aaron brought up earlier, which I think is crucial, is you have to stretch before you do stunts. Otherwise, you can't do stunts tomorrow because you won't be able to walk. You got to warm up, you know. The same with, like, if you're filming inside a studio, take vitamin D. Like, there's things that you need to do to prepare yourself. For me, I love research, and that's something that I'm really glad I didn't skimp out on season 1. Is working with a dialect coach, you know, learning my lines weeks in advance, researching by playing the game, stuff like that. I think I would carry on to not only a potential season 2 if there was to be one, but future projects as well.
Yeah, and I do think that all of those things make us, I think, also both really excited that if we did get that announcement, we would be ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We'd be so excited.
I will be excited when they announce it. On that note, you guys have a fantastic day, and really congrats on the show.
Thank you. You as well.
So
it was so good to see you again.
Yes, it was.